Hello everybody, this is the iFan channel here, and over here is a laptop. Yes, this is not just a laptop, this is a laptop that costs under $200. I'll show you guys. As you can see, the price is under $200. Well, before tax of course. But why not? Let's go over it, shall we? Because I do believe this is actually the best laptop for under $200 as a current, because not only does it have an Intel Core i3-1215 CPU, it also has 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, and it is actually the Asus Vivobook 14-inch, and it cost me $212 total after sales tax. Now basically in here is actually an Intel Core i3-12th generation out of the, which is actually from 2022, but this laptop is actually released this year, so why not? I'm actually going to unbox it over here. So over here is where the seals are. Let's just take it out, and over here it is. Yes, this is actually the laptop in its full glory, and with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, it is quite a healthy amount for money. Light to medium browsing, maybe some heavy browsing and stuff, and some light to medium games could actually be played on this as well, because this does have integrated graphics, actually Intel Iris Xe graphics, which is not the best, but it is quite good for $200. And of course, due to the fact this is quite sufficient for many college or university students, this could last at least 4 years or even more, because I actually do have some budget PCs from when I was young, and it lasted me well over 4 years. But this laptop over here could last you 4 years of your university, of course, and could get you through 128 credits or something. And of course, for $200, you're either getting a Celeron or Pentium processor, which is definitely not as good as the Intel Core processors, the i3, the i5, or i7. And many $200 laptops actually do include 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, but it is actually going to be eMMC storage. This is actually fully fledged SSD, which is less efficient, but SSDs have much faster read and write speeds. So therefore the SSD is going to be far superior to that of the eMMC. So why not? Let's unbox it, shall we? So here it is. Some cardboard and stuff. And over here is the laptop. As you can see. And of course these are actually the owner's manual and stuff. Warranty guides, all the miscellaneous stuff. And in here is where you would find the chargers and stuff. And yes, this is actually what the charger looks like, just like that of the Lenovo IdeaPad 1. And this is actually the charging adapter. And let me show you guys the laptop. As you can see, it is quite premium, to be honest, and quite restrained and business-like, kind of like the Lenovo IdeaPad 1. But there's one cool quirk, and as you can see, yes, numeric keypad, and this also has a fingerprint sensor as well. I'm not even joking. So why not? Let's power it on for the first time, shall we? I think you do have to charge it. Why not? Okay guys, before setting the laptop up, why not I show you guys some of the specs. So this computer has an Intel Core i3-1215U CPU, which is actually a hexa-core 1.2 GHz processor, which is actually capable of turbo boosting up to 4.4 GHz. It actually has 8 gigabytes of RAM as well as 128 gigs of storage. And it actually has Intel Iris Xe graphics, which is actually quite capable of like low to medium bandwidth games such as Fortnite and stuff. Well, barely Fortnite, but you could actually play internet games and stuff. And of course, maybe Euro Truck Simulator, but don't expect like high bandwidth games such as GTA 5, GTA 6, or of course Cyberpunk 2077, because these games would actually crash or straight up don't even support this computer. But this computer does have Bluetooth 5.3, which is an improvement from last year's Lenovo IdeaPad 1. And also it does support Wi-Fi 6E as well. So you do expect some faster Wi-Fi speeds and more efficient Wi-Fi than that of some of the previous iterations. But this is actually a 14-inch laptop, just like many of the laptops of the class, because I did find a Lenovo IdeaPad 1, which is also 14 inches, but actually has a Celeron processor and actually costs around $200. But I'll show you guys some of the ports over here. And over here, I do believe is where you actually charge the computer. And these are, of course, USB-A. And over here is USB-C. And over here is the HDMI 1.4. And over here is a 3.5mm headphone jack. And I do believe this is actually another USB-A. But I do believe this is just some USB-A 2.0. And over here is USB-A 3.2. Even though I do not know the charging speeds, the battery is purported to be around 10 hours in terms of longevity, just like the previous Lenovo IdeaPad 1, but I don't know the veracity of this because this seems to be quite optimistic because every time I use these laptops, it lasts around 5 or 6 hours, maybe even less, depending on the usage. But this battery is actually a 42 watt-hour battery, which is actually 3S1P, 3-cell lithium ion. Yes, that is what the battery looks like. And as you can see, the build, it is a bit plasticky, but in reality, it does look quite premium, solid to be honest. And over here is actually the intakes. As you can see, the i3 does require bigger intakes than that of the Celeron or Pentium processors. But why not? Let's go in. And as you can see, the computer looks quite premium to be honest, especially for the price of $200. I don't really expect much for $200, but why not? I'm actually going to charge this to power it on. Okay guys, over here is a laptop and let me tell you guys the weight. It actually weighs 3.31 pounds or about 1.5 kilograms, which is quite light, but slightly heavier than that of the previous Lenovo IdeaPad 1. And as you can see, the materials are kind of at least okay, some bit of plastic. And of course the screen is kind of a bit plasticky, but in reality, it kind of looks restrained and business-like, just like I said, as well as slightly premium, especially for the price point. And this is what the keyboards look like, kind of a bit finicky, just like the Lenovo IdeaPad 1, but in reality, it is quite decent. I'm sorry if I clicked in another website, but you could actually type things quite well on Google Docs and stuff, and of course emails. And definitely do expect some fast typing speed, so why not? I'm actually going to go on to Chrome. Unfortunately, the keyboards do not have any backlights. It is just like this, a plain old keyboard, but just like the Lenovo IdeaPad 1, you could actually lay it flat like this. Yes, this is how far it would actually go, 180. The MacBook, on the other hand, cannot. It would only go down this far, yes, I'm not even joking. And unfortunately, from what it sounds, there is no micro SD expansion or SD expansion of any kind. As you can see, no place to actually put your micro SD or SD cards, so you need a dongle for this. And of course, on to the trackpad. Now down here is actually the trackpad. This is actually to turn on the numeric keypad over here. So tap this to actually turn on the numeric keypad. And then you could actually type numbers here. So let me show you guys. Yes, a neat party trick of this is you could actually type numeric stuff on a trackpad. I'm not even joking. And here's some multiplication, yes. And you could even do percent as well as enter here. Of course, the trackpad is going to be quite intuitive, especially for scrolling and stuff. Scrolling between pages, as you can see, it is quite smooth. But in reality, if you drag stuff, then it becomes kind of unintuitive. Like say if you were to drag Chrome and stuff, then the trackpad starts to become a bit less premium, kind of like that of the Lenovo IdeaPad 1 or really any budget laptop. As you can see, I could accidentally click on Chrome or even Edge or something by accident without even intending to. Yes. But as you can see, I'm dragging is maybe kind of okay, but not really the best. It is kind of a bit squeaky, unlike that of the MacBook mouse trackpad. But according to this screen is actually a 1920 by 1080 screen which is quite a decent resolution for 14-inch, just like that of the Lenovo IdeaPad 1. And its max brightness is actually at 250 nits. So if you're like in the sunlight, then this might not be very good. But this does have an anti-glare screen as well as 60 hertz. This is actually a 60 hertz display, not a 120 or 240 hertz or really anything fancy. And if you were to adjust the screen, then you might not really see well, because this is essentially kind of more similar to that of a TFT LCD instead of an IPS, where the viewing angles are absolutely atrocious. And a neat party trick of this laptop is, despite the fact this laptop does advertise as having a fingerprint sensor, unfortunately when I check this specific model, it actually doesn't over here. But this camera is actually a 720p camera over here with privacy stutter. Let me show you guys. So I'm actually going to minimize some pages, and here is the camera. So over here it is. Let's camera access everything, why not? And yes, as you can see, this is what the camera looks like, and I could actually blur it out like this by actually swiping here, yes. Now let's go on to internet usage, as I do assume this will be used for internet browsing, mostly because of many of the clientele will be actually college students and stuff looking for cheap laptops. So over here is the internet. Now I'm on Google Docs writing a college report or university report, and I would say it is quite okay, but I do see the battery draining by about 50%. Yes, in just about 1.5 hours. Actually set it up like around 10:50 a.m. but it does seem to be draining quite fast, as it did download Fortnite. But why not? Let's go. As you can see, some of the basic tasks and medium tasks are quite good and quite intuitive, especially if you're just like essentially an English major or a history major or literally any humanities major or even business major. This is going to be quite okay, but if you're like more like a CS major, then I would say maybe a better laptop would be more suitable because of all the software and stuff. But in reality, if you're just a humanities major, then this is quite okay, because this laptop does support Google Docs quite succinctly. Even a Windows 7 machine could, by the way. And why not? Let me show you guys my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I have not been uploading videos consistently because I was quite busy, unfortunately. But over here, I'll show you guys one of my more recent videos.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube banning ad blockers? Like, chill guys, just use Pi. It's a free Chrome extension.
Hello everybody, this is the iPhone channel here. Over here, as you can see, YouTube does work quite well. The iPhone channel here. Over here is another $30 phone. This is actually the HM. This is actually 1080p video over here. 5. Let's check the performance, shall we? There are actually 8 cores in this Qualcomm Snapdragon. My storage, unfortunately, and if you want to see, there's a ton of blow. Yes, this is what the full volume actually is, and let me show you guys. This is actually the full volume. As you can see, 100% volume, and this is in its full brightness. Of course, websites are going to be quick to load because it does have Wi-Fi 6E, so why not? I'm actually going to load Microsoft.com over here. Unfortunately, this is quite slow. I'm currently at a different location, not at my apartment, but over here is the Microsoft website. And let me show you guys the Apple website. And things do load quite quickly. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi is a bit slow, but over here is the store. Shop the latest. I'm actually going to buy maybe a MacBook M1. Okay, so MacBook Air here. And buy. Why not? Of course, websites like Google are quite simplistic. Over here, yes. And over here is the cheapest MacBook Air at around $1,000. And of course, stuff like heavy video processing or even Photoshop or like heavy programming would definitely require more powerful hardware, as this hardware could not really keep up and many apps would actually crash, especially video editing software. But if you're like essentially just editing like simple videos, like say Windows Movie Maker type videos, then this is quite okay. for like light to medium videos. Not like MKBHD quality or anything, but more like your typical like average vlog or something is kind of okay. But if you want heavy video processing, then it would require something like Intel Core i7 or MacBook Pro M2 or something. At least these could actually work for like heavy video processing. But in reality, you could actually do some basic programming, like say if you want to learn Python or Java or something, or even HTML, CSS, then this is definitely the best computer to start with, because you could actually run IntelliJ and PyCharm quite well on this computer, as well as Notepad++ and Windows Visual Studio Code. But why not? Let me show you guys a simple game, Celeron, which is actually an internet game over here. And let's see how the integrated graphics actually fares. Unfortunately, it does seem kind of slow. I'm not even sure how. This seems kind of slow motion and a bit jittery over here, especially with the 60 frames per second. Sorry, 60 hertz. But I'm not really sure of the frames per second, but I'm already at length 100. Still better than that of Windows XP, but still quite laggy at the same time. Over here is 2048. So simple games like this, rudimentary games, could actually work quite well. As you can see, these are just older rudimentary games, internet games and stuff. Of course, they don't require much bandwidth, and they could relatively work quite well. And unfortunately, I'm currently waiting for like Fortnite to finish installing, but I'm actually going to show you guys Fortnite soon. Okay guys, last off is actually Fortnite over here. So as you can see, this is actually Fortnite. I'm not sure how good Fortnite actually is on this computer, if it would fail or if it would win, as this is actually Intel integrated graphics. Yes, I'm actually going to show you guys how Fortnite is like on this. Okay guys, here's actually Fortnite. Yes, Fortnite. As you can see, there's quite a bit of lag and latency, of course. Yeah, but this game is barely playable over here. As you can see, with some bit of stuttering. But why not? I'm actually going to land here to see if it is any good. Yeah, and as you can see, the houses are quite blurry, but I'm actually the first to land, which is quite lucky. Yeah, but the graphics are kind of horrendous, to be honest, on this computer. But it is still sort of playable. I would actually give it a pass, because I could actually play it. It's not too laggy, but probably not the best computer for Fortnite. Yeah, as you can see, you could tell. And now I'm actually going to break down. And yeah. Let me see if there are any enemies or not. Okay, I'm actually going to shoot something. As you can see, yeah, Fortnite is playable, but the graphics are going to be quite ludicrously horrible, to be honest. As you can see, absolutely abominable graphics, but still, it is definitely usable for sure. Just don't really expect much in this game. Let me chase towards the fire spots over here. Oh, I could actually like get some damage. Oh wow, eliminated somebody. Wow, crazy. Of course, they're definitely going to be killed by somebody using an RTX 4090 GPU and an Intel Core i7 14th generation Arrow Lake. But last up, let me mention to you guys, this laptop is capable of virtualization, so you could actually download VMware, VirtualBox, and actually run some older versions of Windows and stuff. Don't expect it to be fast, especially if you're running like Windows 11 or Windows Server 2022. Just expect it to run like Windows XP and Windows Vista and stuff quite well, to be honest. You can actually run some retro operating systems like Windows 9X on like 86 box. But Don't expect it to run like a server, just expect to run individual operating systems at a time. So thank you guys for watching. Please give a big thumbs up, subscribe for more videos. I'm really sorry for the late uploads, as it is kind of past Black Friday, so it's kind of unfortunate. But in reality, I'm actually going to try to upload this as soon as possible. I'm kind of busy yesterday because I do have to shop for this laptop specifically, and also I'm quite busy in programming and technology, as well as preparing for graduate school. So thank you guys for watching.